What's up, you guys? Today we're going to be speaking with Emmanuel Love, who is the head of Rather Unique Music Group. He started his career working with Bad Boy and has been working his way up in the music industry ever since. So I'm going to introduce him to you so that we can get to know him a little bit more. Welcome, Emmanuel
Thank
Love.
you. I'm glad to be here with you, and thank you for taking the time to interview me in this
No, thank you. Thank
beautiful
you for
setting
coming.
in New
Yes.
York City. I see we got corporate buildings in the background, so
Yes, where you worked your way up from where you are today, which is head of.
rather unique music group, independent record label, and artist management company.
Beautiful. So, can you
Yes.
tell us a little bit about that so we can learn how you actually got started and how you got to where you are now?
Yeah, my journey's been a long journey. I started with Bad Boy Records, and I started there. I was an intern. I came in there. My cousin Skid gave me a call. Was like, "Yo, you want to come work at Bad Boy?" And I was like, "Oh shit, of course." It's opportunity. And I always, since young, I always manifested working with Puff and working in the music industry. That's something that was, the gift God gave me.
Yeah.
So I decided, yeah, I took the position and then I worked my way up, and I was hustling, working hard. You got to run to the store for people, go here, there, do this.
I was going to say, did that look like what we saw in the reality shows back in the
Oh
day
yeah,
of
making
working
a
with?
van. I didn't do
Yeah.
the I didn't do the cheesecake though. I didn't.
Okay. Across the Brooklyn
Yeah, I
Bridge.
wasn't gonna do that. I'm not built. I'm not built for that. I am built. I can do it, but I wasn't gonna do that. Yeah.
Right, right, right.
But yeah, I had to do everything. Run the store for producers, artists, everything. And that's part of the journey. I start somewhere. It's like a janitor. He starts somewhere. He's mopping the floor, and then he has to work his way up. To
Right.
CEO. So yeah. So I did that. I worked, and then I got a full-time position there, and I became assistant A&R under there on the skits. We'll sit in the office, listen to demos, and of new artists that were out at the time and stuff during that era. So yeah, that's how I started, and I started. I was mentored by Jack Knight and Static Major. Jack Knight, amazing songwriter and producer, and Static Major as well. He passed away. He wrote Lollipop for Lil Wayne, Rocky
Yeah.
Boat for Aaliyah. So those guys taught me a lot, and I was able to grow from there and learn about the artist songwriting, which Jack Knight gave me a book about songwriting, and then I, started songwriting. Yeah,
Wow.
and that was kind of like my first journey into that, and the fast forward. I'm not going to tell everybody the full story because there's going to be layers to this, but the fast forward that I started working with different people in Atlanta, then LA, different writing camps and stuff, and written, a lot of records, co-written on different records and stuff, and just worked my way up in the music industry to where we at now, rather unique music group.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, what kind of went off? What was the switch that went off that made you decide, I want to go and do my own thing after having worked with so many great people and being in such great positions?
Um, just giving artists because when I started, I was doing rapping as well too when I was younger, and I don't know if you guys remember like Source Magazine, XL,
Yes,
Double
yes.
XL. So I always loved artists and the life, and I've basically studied the game. I love the artists and how what goes on behind the scenes with them and how they become artists. And I studied that throughout the years. And that's also too with me with songwriting. I've written records and I didn't get credit for. I would just get cash.
Wow.
People write me a check and not give me credit on projects and stuff, whether I wrote one line, two lines, or a verse or a hook or a chorus or whatever. So I said, you know what? And the way the industry is now, everybody's getting jerked
Yes.
even up until now to this day. And I said, let me start my own independent company and artist manager company to get these independent artists who are struggling an opportunity. They can shed light and be able to be creative and be themselves,
Right.
and give
That's
them an
beautiful.
outlet, give them an opportunity. Because a lot of artists don't know about percentages, they don't know about masters, and they don't know about owning your masters is key.
Right.
And I think every artist should be able to own their masters. And at Rather Unique, you have your masters. We don't own them. To
Oh,
to me, that's a
wow.
form of slavery. And Prince and a lot of people spoke about that as well. So I give them opportunity where they can just be free and be creative and a creative haven.
Yeah, I'm happy
Yeah.
you touched on that because that's something that was so big back in the day, and now it's being brought to light a
Absolutely,
lot more.
absolutely.
And
Because
so I'm
people
happy.
becoming more conscious about it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And artists are even getting more educated on the
absolutely.
business side of things, which is super important. So before I kind of segue into what a day in a life looks like for you now, I want to kind of take you back to when you were interning and when you were working for other people. What were some nuggets that you learned that really helped you run your own label and do what you do now? What were some pieces of advice or some gems of wisdom that you really held on to?
Oh man, um, a lot of people have influenced me in many ways and have encouraged me, and even people in the music industry that I've passed through in life and encountered in and had time to speak with and spend time with as well. They always told me keep going. No matter what, keep going. You have something special. A lot of people out here, you have the chosen ones. We're all chosen in our own right. But growing up, I always knew I was different. I was the chosen one, and also I always been like an introverted extrovert. I would say, and I know how to turn it off and on when it's time to. But yeah, my faith in God was key. Yeah, my faith in God and not giving up, and it's being relentless even to this day, because a lot of people don't know what, and I'm sure you guys are watching right now. We all go through shit in life. I've been through depression, anxiety. I've been through the fucking roller coaster up and down. But one thing is, I keep going. I stay relentless, and I keep my faith in God. And I know a lot of people count on me and relying on me. And if I fold, everything else folds. So that's why I take care of myself mentally, spiritually, and physically. Align those three together because I have a greater mission that I'm called to. Because it's not about me, it's about others.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's the gift we have in life when we're able to help others. In turn, that helps us out, and as well we grow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what you do to take care of yourself outside of music. But before we do that, I want to know, what does your day-to-day look like? What does it look like to be the CEO of an independent record label?
I wake up, brush my teeth. No, I'm just, eat some donuts. No, I don't eat donuts. Nah, yeah. I wake up. I call it the 5 a.m. Club. This is a good book by Rob Sharma. I don't know if you guys heard of it.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other
Yeah,
day, but
it's
yeah.
called the 5 a.m. Club. Yeah, I think I was telling you about it, and I've been on the 5 a.m. Club for years now. But I just wake up early in the morning and 5 a.m. Get my day started. I meditate. I pray first, give thanks to God. I meditate, and then I hit the gym. I'm not the biggest dude. I'm slim, but I can. Got a little
Yeah, you
something.
take care of
Yeah, take
yourself.
care of myself. So I hit the gym and kind of just work out to keep my mind together, and then I started looking at emails about 8 9 o'clock. I'm already finished working out, gym and everything, and then I'm looking at emails and getting my day started and whatever's planned for the day I have already, and I hit those tasks and execute it. Yeah.
Which is good because you kind of get all your youth stuff done first, and then you can tend to everybody else and be
Absolutely.
fully fledged and fully focused.
Absolutely, you get it. You get
Yes,
you
yes,
get it.
yes.
You
I
get
got it.
you
I
get
got
it. Because
it.
if you don't take care of you, shit, how you gonna take care of
No,
everybody else?
right.
And I got
Everyone else gets little pieces of you as opposed to like you
exactly.
showing up whole.
Exactly, and I have 10 fucking artists, so
Yeah.
that's a lot,
Yeah.
And I'm just not taking on them. I'm taking on relationships they're in, different issues they have, problems. It's kind of like a father figure as well too.
Yeah. And talk to
So
us about those artists. So, what does your day to day look like managing those different artists, whether they're all here or they're all in different states? Like, what does that look like?
yeah, artists. I have artists in different cities as well too, and whoever needs attention, I schedule everything out. So that goes back to when I get up in the morning. I have a schedule every day. So I have, okay, today I need to call Lord Jew, or today I need to call Payne, or Bronzy, or Bones, or Manny Drums. I'd have a list of artists I need to call and take care of them, and also have a separate book for each artist, broken down what they need to get done. So if artist needs an EPK done by a certain amount, certain time of the month, I have that done. Or they need a show booked, I have that done, and you just execute it. you know.
Okay, so everyone gets a little bit of your attention.
Absolutely, absolutely. I give everybody, my energy, my attention. Yeah.
Okay,
But
that's
also, I
cool.
protect my energy as well too, because
As you
you
should.
can't give your energy to everybody all the time. You know.
Yes, but I'm sure that the people that are in your camp or that are in your team are hand selected, are people
Yeah,
that you can
absolutely,
vouch for and
absolutely,
that are part of your circle, right?
absolutely. I have a strong team, and I give credit to my whole team because I can't do this by myself.
Absolutely.
I'm just one man, and God has used me for a vessel to help others out and give them opportunities. And I give credit to my team. I have amazing photographer, videographers, creatives on the team, stylists that that are hands on and they help out, and they also personal with the artists as well too, which counts.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
that helps out a lot. Yeah.
And so thinking about like managing different personalities, different shows, different songs, or just like creative content in general, what are some skills that you think are vital to have as a CEO of a record label?
Skills. This girl has good questions. Yeah.
Just for, someone who's aspiring to be head of a record label, what they
Okay.
need to know, what they need to sharpen up on, like what do you think would be good for them to know?
They gotta bust their ass, because this is not overnight. This is a
A
long
marathon.
process. Yeah, it's a marathon, and it's interesting because when I used to work at Bad Boy, me and Puff was doing a marathon at that time, and me and Puff were doing push-ups against each other, and he actually beat me.
You
So
did?
yeah, he beat me. I did push-ups against him and one of his other artists, and I beat the other artist, but he actually beat me. And when he got up, he said, "I'm the marathon man. You can never beat me." So it's just those things like that. It's just like the relentlessness and just going after it. But I would say you gotta have a heart, man. You gotta have mentally, you gotta be there, and here you gotta have a heart. You gotta have that strong. Can't be. You gotta be fearless.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna get beat up. People gonna say shit to you. So many doors were closed on me. Even to this day, people still don't want to give you an opportunity to this day after all the stuff you've done. Because they're like, oh, if this guy gets to this level, he's gonna knock us out the box. And there's a sense of jealousy that goes on in this
Yeah.
music industry. And I thank God I've been protected, away from that. And I kind of just the negativity I just weed out. You just got to kind of block it out. Like the horses with the blinders. See how the
Absolutely.
horses in Central Park, they have the blinders on.
Yeah.
They don't see left, they don't see right, they just see straight. And that's how my mentality is. I just see straight, and I just continue going. It's running the race. Yeah.
And what keeps you going because I can imagine you do have times where you feel doubtful, you felt doubtful, you felt discouraged.
Yeah.
What motivates you or inspires you to just keep pushing?
Oh man, like the people around me. And I have good friends that are mentors, and they'll call me. I have my good homie Reg. Reg, I call him the coach. And even my homie Manny Drums, they're like, yo, get your ass up. Gotta get going. It's like, don't give up. Because there's times where I feel like, you know, is that's it.
Yeah, we all have our days.
Yeah. It was, there's times you want to give up and you want to check out.
Yeah.
And I felt that at times. It's like, yo, is it all fucking worth it? And that's a whole nother story. But yeah, you just feel like, damn, so much shit, so much people relying on you. But only the strong survive, they say.
Yeah. And I
And
can imagine you have moments that make it worth it, right? Like, what's a moment that you felt low or you felt discouraged and then you had some good news or something good that made it all worth it? What would you say were pinnacles of your career so far?
when my artist is doing great, or if I'm on a big project and that becomes successful. Everyone around me eats.
Yeah.
And I take care of a lot of people around me, and that's also a big responsibility as well too. Not just financially, but also emotionally and mentally as well too. You give your all, because a lot of people think is finances, everything's finances, financial. It is as well too, but life is bigger than that.
Absolutely.
Life is about giving and making shit whole for everybody so it can all come together. And then it all makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. So on a lighter note, right? When things aren't so heavy.
This girl's trying to make me cry. You
No.
know? Some fucking
Well,
way
we
to
gotta
say
get
it.
into your mind. We gotta know what a day in the life, what the
Yeah.
moments are like, what the journey is
Because I've
like.
been through a lot of shit. I'm just touching. We're just gonna touch the surface on
Yeah,
here.
and we'll peel back.
Yeah.
We'll peel
Because I
back.
can go in depth. So I'm kind of. I want to say. I can say I'm dancing around a little,
No,
but
but we want to hear that too. We want to
yeah.
hear
Be honest as
the
well.
depth of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta hear the truth. Yeah.
But on the days, I guess where you're like, I'm gonna take a break, if you know what that is, or a vacation, if you know what that is. What does that look like for you? What do you immerse yourself in to kind of escape a little bit from the going of running things?
Yeah. I've spent times away. Like I told you, I'm introverted, extrovert. So I've stayed in the cabin for a month alone. I stayed there
Oh
just to,
wow.
yeah, just to regroup and kind of be by myself and get my thoughts and stuff together, and just isolate myself. Because when I'm alone, that's the best time I'm able to think.
Same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you know, early in the morning, my creative juices is hitting.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so I'm able when I'm isolated, I'm able to think and create and kind of get things, get things going. So and I like traveling. I like traveling alone and kind of just I can sit on the beach somewhere and just be by myself, and I'm fine.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like my energy boost, to
Yeah.
get myself going. Yeah.
What's your favorite place you've traveled to?
Um, I would say I would say Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Jamaica
Yeah,
yet,
I would
but I
say
want to go.
Jamaica. Yeah, Jamaica. Real Montego Bay. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I would
Would you
definitely
go
say.
back?
When would I go back?
Would you go back?
Oh yeah, I would go back. I'll
Yeah.
go back. Yeah, I'll go back.
Okay.
And I spend a lot of time even in the States. I have my like hidden spots like in the woods and little retreat spots that I go to that are mine personally that I go over and over. Kind of gives me sense of freedom and and fresh air and it's being free.
That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
That's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. I always think it's interesting. We kind of touched on it a little bit, but you see so much of the artist and the art and the talent, but there's a machine and there are people behind the scenes that are running things that we never see and never hear about. So I'm happy that we're putting a face to the name and that we're learning about the behind the scenes because you guys do a lot. I mean, obviously you run the whole label, but it's a lot that goes into that. And I think that that perspective and that voice needs to be heard more.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people don't get to see who really is who's doing a lot of work uh, behind everything But like I said, I have a team and and I can't get it done without the team. We work
Absolutely.
together. It's
Absolutely.
never rather unique. It's never it's team. Team. Everybody executes and knows their position. They play, and we all come together with our creative juices and make it happen for these artists. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And speaking of the artist, I mean, the artist and you too, what can we expect in the near future from both you as a person and as the label, but also from your artists? What can we expect from them too?
Oh yeah, a lot of stuff. We see the label rather unique is going to go to a whole nother level. We actually, it's over these last couple of years, we've been growing tremendously, and then especially this year, shit's just been taking off. It's been so fast that I can't even keep up. I was actually telling one of the homies on the team, Johnny Lenz, that shit is just flying. And
Uh-huh.
things are just moving. A lot of good things in the work, a lot of big situations that are coming real soon these next few months, and it's just like I'm just trying to, it's overwhelming, but I'm just trying to keep it all together.
Absolutely.
Because things is getting ready to change for all of us. and
Absolutely.
and that's through the hard work that's been done over these years.
Absolutely.
So when you see that, when you start seeing things lining up and happening, it's just not overnight. This is years of work for all you artists and creatives out there. Put the fucking work in. Years of work over and over and over to get to where you need to go. And you got to be consistent. Just don't talk about it. A lot of people talk about it. Just execute. And don't share your ideas with anybody unless you can trust them. That's key. And I'm sure you probably dealt with that as well too.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. You
Yeah,
have to protect your ideas. You have to
exactly.
protect anything that's in seed or infant form because it's so
Absolutely.
vulnerable.
Absolutely. Built
So
her
what?
up and gave her, she's a star, and we gave her a whole thing. I don't know what you say
I
the
got
whole
you.
thing is.
Whole package.
Yeah, whole package, and once I heard her, she was in a bad contract, and I got her away from that contract and stuff, and started working with her instantly because of her vocals, and this I saw something in her, and that's with every artist, and even the other artists I have as well. I have to see something in them, and I saw something in her and all the artists that I work with, and I just handpicked them, yeah.
And hopefully, my hope is that in the next coming videos, we'll be able to meet
Oh
them
yeah,
and we'll learn more
absolutely,
about them too, right?
absolutely, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Love, for sitting down
Yeah,
and
thank
talking
you.
with me and for being vulnerable to share your experiences and what you got going on with the world and with other aspiring future CEOs.
Absolutely. You know, I'll say your only limit is you. Make sure you catch the sneakers too. The detail is kind of beat up, but yeah, yeah, the sneakers, that's gold in there. Nah,
Thank
yeah, all
you.
right, cool.